Hi everybody, it's Cindy. It is Sunday, November 22nd, and I'm back for an update. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who participated in my pattern D-stash videos. I'm gonna do the giveaway on my next video. A lot of people have been busy. A lot of people I have heard have been unsubscribed from my channel due to YouTube. I can't control YouTube. The only thing I could tell you is hit unsubscribe, hit subscribe again, and hit the bell notification for all notifications. That's the top bell. I know there's been a lot of problems with YouTube lately. I personally know probably over a dozen people who have had their channels removed permanently for saying a word. Yeah. The censorship is real. But anyway, I'm going to start with questions and a comment that was left on my video. And I did pin this comment. This is my last regular video I did. And it says, "Hi, Cindy. I'm so sorry for the loss of your friend. I'm a college student studying in quarantine from my home. I love watching your videos and listening to you talk. I crochet and knit, though not as often with exams and projects coming up. I hope one day soon I have enough time to learn how to cross stitch. I wasn't able to visit my extended family the last summer because of, you know what's going around. Not even going to say the word. And we might not be able to visit them for Christmas either because of my grandma's health and the thing that's still going strong in the area. There seems to be so much worry about these days and so much to fear, at least where I live. I thank you for your videos. They help me feel more content and at peace. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. You do beautiful work." Shelby, thank you so much. And if I could give a younger me advice, don't worry about the things of this world. Worry about Abba Father and just keep your focus on the things that make you happy and love other people. That's the best thing you could do. Never chase money, chase your dreams. Chase what you were meant here to do. And thank you for that comment. I do pin comments. I do read every single comment I get, and I pretty much respond to every comment. So I do appreciate those. And I'm reading this from my computer, so I'm gonna put that down now. So just give me one moment. As you can see, I'm wearing my Jolly Housewife shirt. I purchased this at Fat Quarter Shop. This is Priscilla and Chelsea's shirt. It is super comfortable. It's long. I love it. I did a size medium because I don't like anything tight on my body. I think that's just my age thing. But I love the shirt, and I told the ladies I would be wearing it on my next video. Congratulations and kudos to them. They've had an amazing year. And 2020 was actually a very good year for me. I'm going to go on to other questions that I received. On my last video, I had my other wall background, and there was definitely cross-stitch pieces hanging on that. And some people had some questions. And Johnny asked, what was the bird cross-stitch that was in the back on the wall? And I'm going to put a picture right here of that picture she was talking about. And this is Songbird series number 4, and this is by the Cottage Garden. It's a beautiful piece, and I want to do every bird that they did in the patterns, but time. And the piece that Jenny Long Dog Stitcher stitched for me, this pattern is by Plum Street Sampler. Jenny, thank you so much for letting me know who did the pattern because I had no idea. So if you wanted to know, this is Plum Street Sampler. Susan asked, what was the long cross-stitch picture across the wall and back of me? And I was just like, which one was she talking about? But I did figure out it was the Prairie Schooler, and it was Farmer's Alphabet. So I do try and give different backgrounds, but my lighting in this room, it's very hard to do the wall with all my cross-stitch pieces hanging with the proper lighting. So I do try and give you different backgrounds to look at. Now, I had a bunch of questions from, the name of the person is called David Major. So I don't know if it's a woman or a man, it could be either. And they had a bunch of questions. I did it, down below are all of my tutorials, finishing stockings and cross stitch pieces and how I do them. And they had a bunch of questions on my stocking that I did. And this is a Cooler Designs cross stitch pattern. That is the back. And that is the front. And the questions were, was there pulling when I was sewing the stocking together on my machine? If you watch that video, I went very slow as I was sewing this piece. I just say take your time and make sure you just navigate slowly. Did I use special thread? No, I just used the Gutermann. And that's Gutermann. You can find that at Joann's or Michael's. Any sewing shop would have this. I just use regular thread. Did I use a standard needle when sewing it on the machine? Yes, there was nothing special I needed. She said, is Ada okay? This is actually Ada. This is a picture of this plus fabric. So yeah, you can stitch it with Ada. I had no problems on my machine. And they asked, what sewing machine do I use? I have a Janome Gem Platinum 760. It's a small sewing machine. It's not a big one. And there's so many different sewing machines out there. It's kind of like fabric. Everybody's different. I just use it for basic sewing. I don't do a lot of sewing. I use it mainly to do my pieces. I used to quilt. I don't quilt anymore, although I'm going to show you a quilt that I did this past week. And it reminded me of why I don't quilt anymore. It makes such a mess, and the mess drives me crazy. The cutting and the threads. And I did have fun stitching, you know, quilting the piece I did. It's a small piece. It's actually, I put it on the wall. It's a wall hanging, and I'll share that at the end of the video. I did not have joy putting that piece together, and I'll never do another quilt again from that. Although it came out beautiful, I like it. I'm happy it's on my wall, but I won't quilt anymore, and that's why I stopped. I knew there was a reason why years ago. There's always a reason. But I'm going to get on to what I've been working on. I have been busy, and I'm going to get those pieces. So the first piece, this is from the book 4 Seasons of Cross Stitch by Housewife Designs. I started this mouse a couple of years ago, and he has traveled with me everywhere and has been with me through everything, and I hadn't picked him up in probably 1.5 years, and I just left him in the scroll frame, which you're not supposed to do, but I'm gonna bring him out. He is so cute. Look at him. Look at that smile. That's me when I lay out in the sun on my lounge chair. He's super cute. It's almost done. I pulled him out the last couple of days. I've been working on it. And I'm going to show you some of the other patterns in this book. They are really, if you like Housewife Designs, you'll love this book. There are some of the others. There's another one in here that I really would love to do. I don't know. Oh, look at this one. Smelling the flowers on this swing. How cute is that? But there's one in here. Here's another picture of all of those. So cute. But this sunflower mask, that's just me laying in the sun. And I do that on my lunch hour when I come home. This is the other piece, the autumn piece. So cute. Look at that autumn piece. There's the Halloween piece. I don't do Halloween, but the autumn one is super cute. If you like house mouse, that is the book. Awesome design. The next thing that I was working on, look at that. spring at Hawk Run Hollow. And I finished the block. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. This is such a big piece. But I finished that block right there. I changed the color of the hair. I'm the blonde and my best friend Gina is the one with the brown hair. So I did finish the 7th block. That is, look at how pretty that is. I love this piece. It's a fun piece to stitch, and I was happy to finish that block. I felt like I got something done. And I haven't picked it up since I finished it because I've been working on other things. The next pieces that I've been working on, this is Well Rounded by Hands On Designs. These are the Perennial Pinwheels. And of course, right now I'm doing winter. And I pretty much finished, I did all of them except the last piece. I still have a little bit to do, but it's almost done. There is the first one. That one. And then we have the birdhouse. And that's the last one. And I just have a couple of stitches to put in here. So those are all 3 of those. I worked on those. So I did a lot of stitching. I did more than I thought I did. Now the quilt that I did, I hung a couple of the quilts on my walls. My walls are pretty bare, and my walls, they were paneling, and then the people put wallpaper on top of the paneling. So you really can't tear the wallpaper off of the paneling. You would have to pull down all of the paneling and put up sheetrock, and I'm not doing that. It is just white, but it's like shimmery white. Definitely not my aesthetic, but I hang the quilts on it and it looks great. It is a white background. The cross stitch, it's a white background, so it's good for things like that. But the quilt that I stitched, the fabric I used was by Moda. Let's see. They give a name. Pocket Full of Posies is the name. I was looking for the name. But this is a jelly roll. I bought 2 of them. This is going to my sister. But this is the quilt that I did. These are my grandmother's colors. My grandma Russell. And when I saw the colors, I'm like, oh, that's just so her. And my sister Shell will agree, but I just use clips and 2 thumbtacks on the wall to hang it. I know, it's that easy. You don't really need to put stuff on the back and the ring and the wood and hang it on the 2 clips, hang it, and it hangs, and it's fun for me. But this is the quilt, and it's hard to show the whole thing because it's a little long, but this is, it's pretty. I love the colors. It came out great. It's not that I don't like what I did, but I just had no joy in the process. And I will include a picture at the end of it hanging on the wall, and you can see the colors bright and pretty, and it is pretty. I'm happy I did it, but I'm never doing one again. And that's just me. The mess just drove me crazy, and I don't know. You have to have time. Now the other thing I did do, because I do have a lot of wall space, I did buy a small quilt on eBay. This is handmade. The person that made it, her name was actually Linda, and she sent me a note. And she said she had stitched this for her sister-in-law, but then her brother and her sister-in-law got divorced, so I guess she didn't want to give it. It was only $20, including shipping. And look at this quilt. It's a nice, it's not a big piece, it's a nice wall hanging though. And I have it hanging up. And I'll include a picture so you can see it, but you know, at the end also. How cool is that? How cool is that? So I've been busy working on that. This morning, I got up and under my bed, I pulled out a box. And this, have yourself a merry little Christmas. And in this box, there they are. It's like seeing old friends. I haven't gone and picked out all the pieces yet, but they're all in there. This is heavy. There's a lot in here. This fills up my whole tree. I have a pencil Christmas tree. And I don't know if I'll be putting that up today. I know a lot of people put up their Christmas tree already. I think a lot of people are feeling they need their Christmas spirit. And I totally understand that this year. I will be doing the 12 days of Christmas. You'll definitely want to check in. It's going to be the first 12 days of December. They're not going to be long videos, 5-10 minute videos, give you a little bit of boost and inspiration, hopefully make you smile. But these I pulled out from under the bed this morning, and it's good just to open up the box and see, and like, ooh, it's like seeing old friends. They all have different memories, and I don't know if I'll be doing that today or not. I will be going for my walk after this video. What else have I been doing? I read the book of Enoch last night, and my brain is bent like a pretzel. And I have sticky notes, highlights. It's definitely one of the books that was removed from the Bible, and it's very interesting to read. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the book of Revelations, but different. That's just the way it resonated with me, and my head was like bent like a pretzel last night. I was like swirling reading that. If you need some inspiration in these times, I'm gonna leave a link below. There's a YouTube channel called Global Witness. He doesn't like to be thought of as a teacher, so I would call him a guidance counselor. He has a ton of videos out there. Some of it will bend your brain like a pretzel, kind of like the book of Enoch. But if you need some inspiration, I'll leave that link below. I find him very helpful and resourceful and insightful. I'm gonna be putting some footage at the end. I have the squirrels and the birds, and the squirrels are just this little guy that comes every day. He has no fear of me. He just looks at me like, hey, what do you mean? I'm just hanging off of the bird feeder, eating the bird food. He's really funny. He comes here every day, so he kind of knows me. He's not scared of me anymore, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but he's funny to watch. The birds are awesome to watch. I did scoop up the courage. I mailed out 2 of my big cross-stitch pieces. One was Noel that I finished at the beginning of the year, and tulips, and I mailed them out to Total Framing. And it wasn't Total Framing that I'm worried about. I know many people have their pieces framed there. I know Brenda and Laura, Brenda and the Serial Starter, they mail their pieces out and they show them all the time in their videos, and I'm like, I just gotta mail them out. And it wasn't the framing shop I was worried about, it was the US Post Office. I'm like, if I put these in there and I mail them out, you don't know if they're gonna get them. And that was the biggest concern that I had, not the shop. I know the shop does amazing work. They post a lot on Instagram. What I did is I folded them up, I put them in a Ziploc bag, and then I mailed them in bubble mailers. So they were protected, but that still doesn't guarantee that they would get them. I did have delivery confirmation. They are in the same state as me, but they're 5 hours away. So I mailed them out, and 2 days later, I got a phone call. They actually call you to let you know they received your pieces, they're okay. So that made me feel really comfortable. I'm like, okay, I know they have them. And they are probably, I think, 8 weeks out, which is fine. They're not Christmas gifts. They're just for me. And I was so happy to know that there is a business out there that is so busy. It just made me feel good knowing that somebody is succeeding in these times. That made me feel good. I don't care about the wait. And they said it would probably be about 4 weeks before they do the design process. And what they do is they lay your piece out and they put like 4 different frames around it. They'll decide which ones they think are best, and then they send you pictures and you could pick which one. And if you don't like any of them, you can say, hey, I don't like any of those, and they'll do probably 4 more designs. So the process is interesting. They'll send that probably to me in 4 weeks, they said, and then they'll do the piece. They will be shipping it back. They let you know when it ships. So I highly recommend them. I know it's a concern putting them in the mail. It really isn't the frame shop I was worried about. It's the mail. And they got them, and I'm good. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, what if they never got them? What if they got it and it was all ripped up? And what are you gonna do? It's just stuff. Yeah, we put a lot of work into our pieces. It's a hobby for us. It brings us serenity and peace, and it's the rhythm of the needle and thread, and I know stitchers get that. A lot of people don't get that. I have lost everything I owned 5 years ago, so I know what it's like to lose everything you own. And I've had a bunch of stuff, a bunch of my personal property never returned to me at the beginning of this year. I don't care about stuff. It's just stuff. It's not coming with me when I leave this world. It's just stuff of the world. They're just things. Do they, you know, bring us joy? Yeah, they do, but it's not what I hold on to. I do like them. I decorate. That's pretty much all I decorate in my house with is cross-stitch stuff and quilts. That's it. I really don't have a lot of stuff. Hence, I lost everything 5 years ago, and I didn't really replace everything that I have, which is fine. I really don't want stuff. I've been de-stashing, and I dropped a couple of boxes off this week at the thrift store. So I've really been just purging and cleaning out. I just want to keep it very simple. And that's just me. That's what I'm going through. But I like my Jolly Housewife shirt. I love it. Priscilla and Chelsea. I told them I'd be wearing it on my next video. I'm sure they'll laugh and get a kick out of it. I hope everybody has an awesome week. I know here in the United States, Thanksgiving's coming up. How's that possible? And my son's birthday. His birthday is the day after Thanksgiving this year. Sometimes his birthday falls on Thanksgiving. So happy birthday, Chris. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how old he's gonna be. How is it possible? I felt like I had them yesterday, and then it feels like a lifetime ago. But that's just me. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. It will be quiet. I don't have any family here. So if you're by yourself on Thanksgiving, don't feel bad. I'll be making a tiny little meal for me. I got turkey legs, and I like turkey salad. I'm really not a big turkey person. I like turkey tacos. I'm not going to be doing stuffing because I would eat the whole bowl, but I will be doing turkey salad on sourdough bread. I'll have cranberry sauce, and I'll have mashed potatoes and a salad. I'm just going to keep it simple. I will be stitching that day, but I will be going for a hike that day. That's what I will be doing. So I don't think there's a Thanksgiving Day parade this year. I don't know. Are they doing it virtual or something? I don't know. It won't be the same. I'm sure there's a lot of things to watch. There's the Hallmark Channel and things like that. I don't have a TV, so I don't watch TV. I only watch YouTube and read and stitch, and I listen to blogs and podcasts. I listen a lot as I stitch. I don't have a TV though, so if you're like me and you're like the oddball out, that's just me. Oh, and in back of me, yeah, this my sister made me. She's an amazing quilter. Look at those, and she sewed all of those on by hand. This is on my dining room table, But I put it in back of me so you have something else pretty to look at. Cheryl did this. Cheryl, you're awesome and amazing. Beautiful colors. And that's on my dining room table, so hey. Handmade by someone else, right? The best gifts you could have. Have a great week, everyone. And until we meet again, happy stitching. Thank you.